baby blue. Yeah, those baby blue. A broken man without a past. A fragrant aimless without a mouth. Took 2 long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a past.
Yeah, what is up, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? It's your guy, Swank. It is Sunday. It's 3:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That can only mean one thing. It's time for the official kickoff show of the Buff fan base. That is Sunday Sessions. As I said, my name is Swank. I'll be your host tonight. Down below me. Now, if sound was silk, this is what you would feel in your eardrums when you listen to this just sultry voice telling you all the best takes in the whole goddamn East Coast. This is my boy Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. RT, what up tonight?
What is going on, Swank? What is going on, Scott? The intros are always on point, as is this show, Sunday Sessions. A lot to talk about as we got a big test, another Sunday, another test to pass. Hopefully the Bills can respond. Let's get after it.
She's a biggin', and let's get
She's a
after it.
biggin'.
Indeed. Right next to me over here, my brother from another mother, the scooterist of gooterist. Scott, what do you got tonight?
We got a big game, huge game. I mean, we're 7 in the wild card, and they're 8 right on the outside. A lot of ways this playoff picture can look after this week, but a huge game for sure. We got a real good friend, Eric Gordner, who's watching. He's a Bills fan if he's not shooting for the Steelers, so there's some bragging rights for this game too. So I'm excited to see what this active list looks like. I'm anticipating it for sure.
You are anticipating it, as is the rest of everyone that is viewing right now. Oh my God. We're part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super stoked to be. Also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. Great threads. Great charity giving back to families in Western New York. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Part of the reason that we love doing this show an hour and a half-ish before kickoff is the inactive list comes out, and the one that we love ever so much is from Buffalo Bills PR. It is right here, if you can see it.
I can see it.
All the inactives, as well as all the starters that dressed today, for the entire damn team. Now, inactively, we have Joshua Palmer, Terrell Bernard, Jamarcus Ingram, Fedarian Mathis, Deion Dawkes, Spencer Brown, and goddammit, Dalton Kincaid, who was questionable going into this game. TB, Deion, and Spencer, we all knew coming in. I think Joshua Palmer might have been a question mark as well. But hell, wow. I think this is a quick vote on the panel. Worst one of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Considering
so.
both our tackles are out for sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll shoot her right down south to RT. What do you think about this list, buddy?
Well, as you said, it is the worst one of the year, just based on the amount of starters that are out, top to bottom. To be honest with you, Josh Palmer. Seems like they really missed him post that Atlanta game when he got hurt, and they were trying to get him back and getting him back in the swing of things. Now he's out again. Terrell Bernard, it's been a weird year for him. Just kind of durability wise, he hasn't really been able to stay off of his back in a game. It seems like every single week he's suffered some sort of injury, minor or major. Obviously, this one major being that he's out today. And then the two tackles, Dion and Spencer Brown. The thought, going into training camp was that the Bills' offensive line is one of the deeper units, on their team and maybe even in the league for an offensive line unit. That will be put to the test today. We're going to find out just how depth-filled this offensive line is with Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown out, with T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, wreaking havoc as they've done for a long time now. And now, Dalton Kincaid, he is out as well once again. So it's a list overall that sucks. What's intriguing is Keon Coleman is active. Brandon Cooks is active. So I'm curious to see which one of these receivers is going to be the Robin to Josh Allen's Batman today, because somebody's got to step up. I've been saying it all season long. And that's what's made this season very frustrating, is that Batman hasn't had his Robin yet. We got to find out who that is today.
And I would say that Batman hasn't had his Alfred.
No.
The booth, drawing up the good plays to get the Joker, if you will, to keep the analogy rolling way too far. But,
or is Lucius Fox either. His gadgets.
That was the longest day of Josh Allen's life. Scooter Magoo, man, what do you think? What's your take on this list?
My take is I think there's going to be a big tell of how Joe Brady calls this offense. You don't have your tackles. You don't have your star tight end still. And you're bringing in two guys. Brandon Cooks obviously just signed this past week, which I think is a decent signing considering Elijah Moore's out and all that stuff. But you don't have a lot to play with. And you have some badass defensive ends off the edge coming at Josh Allen. So this will be a tell of if Joe Brady's just been riding the coattails of Josh Allen's talent, or if he can actually call a game that understands the situation that we're in, also being in an AFC conference, a big matchup for playoff indication. So I don't like these injuries. No one does. No one likes both their tackles taken out. We will have a chance probably to see the rookie out of UConn, Chase Lunt, which was a guard in college, but they have him as a tackle. I think he'll do all right if he plays. But again, thank God for depth. We have guys that have been in there and got reps. So hopefully that'll be just enough to get us over the edge for sure.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, reading off that offensive line, we got Cedric Van Pang Granger. We got Osiris Torrance. There's a starter. Connor McGovern. There's a starter. Colin Grable. Nope. Alec Anderson. Nope. Ryan Vandermark. Nope. David Edwards. Hey, there's one. And Chase Lunt. I was absent from the K-Gun this past week. Had open mic going on. But one of the things that I really wanted to try to hammer home was, not only are we beat up on the offensive line, but we have an offensive coordinator currently that doesn't understand when our quarterback's getting beat up behind that line. He doesn't reach for the safety net that he had in Alec Anderson all last season to try to slow down a pass rush by a second or two by adding that extra guy, especially
or Hawes, right?
Or Hawes.
I mean,
either way, adding that sixth guy to try to slow down a pass rush that you can't beat. I think this is the problem with the trenches. Definitely offensively this year. Defensively, this probably has been a problem longer than just this season, but being so bullheaded and stubborn as to want to do something a specific way, whether it works or not. Rushing 4 is not working on the defensive line. Having these 5 gentlemen who we love so much and touted as one of the top groups in the league on the offensive line, they cannot block for Josh Allen when it comes to a certain set of talent that exceeds their own, or a certain scheme that exceeds their own. And the adjustments, the adaptations, that is what is lacking on both sides of the trenches right now. and it's seriously giving me a bunch of headaches. So for me, the most telling thing on this, obviously, is the offensive lineman. I would have loved to have Dalton Kincaid back. I don't know if he's that big of a safety net for Josh anymore, because I don't know, with another stout pass rushing attack that we're facing today, if Josh can get enough time if they don't do something different on that line to give him time. Whether that's quicker play, like the slants, they seem to work when they want to call them. Definitely not the wide receiver screen, or definitely not these huge crossing routes that take 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 minutes to develop on a 4th and 5. We need something more creative than that, and we need to be dominant at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. So that's that.
It's
Swank rant.
Well,
I love it.
I agree. I agree with you, Swank.
I agree.
Joe Brady's got to do something. He has to do something. And if it's, you don't have Kincaid, so if it's sending someone down the middle to pull those linebackers back, and you get like James Cook extremely involved today, like with the swing passes, the circle routes, all that stuff, bring him towards the middle of the field. You're right. We're going to see something different. We have to.
And just overall adjustments.
Do we have to? Or, I mean, as far as like, is he going to show us something different?
Yeah, will we see something different? I just, to Swank's point, I think the overall adjustments have just not been there, and I would even venture to guess the way that some of the guys have been used, for even the players that are productive.
I gotta go, but love you guys. Go Bills! Have a great one. Sorry for the abruptness. We're having some furnace issues, so gotta go. See you later.
Go Bills, brother.
Go Bills.
So then there was 2.
Then there was 2. Yeah.
Carry on, brother. What we're saying.
Yeah. So even the way that some of these guys have been used, productively, even in the productivity, like Khalil Shakir, every time they throw Khalil Shakir the ball, there's usually 2 or 3 guys already there, and he's getting just lit up when he catches the ball, and they're peppering him with targets. I'd equate it to like if this were Madden. I know it's not, but that circle would be red almost every single week. It's almost as if there's no variety, there's no nuance. There's other talented players on this offense like Ty Johnson, who they've sprinkled in here and there. Ray Davis, I don't think has gotten enough, shine in this kind of offense either. It's not just James Cook. It doesn't have to be just a one-man rushing, show. They could split it out, and even put James Cook out wide. They could do a lot of different things that would cause defenses to have to guess a little bit more. Have they really been healthy all year? Like, I feel like every single week when we do this, like we come down to it, we don't really know where they stand offensively because of the lack of adjustments that Joe Brady's shown, but also because it seems like every single week somebody major is out for one reason or another, whether it's health or disciplinary reasons for Keon. It's just been a little bit of a headache this season in terms of just durability and being available. But every team deals with injuries too. I don't want to make that an excuse. I think there is a correlation to like the lack of a trade deadline addition to now. I think that there is a little bit of a gap between those two moments where a lot has happened in between and not a lot of it's been that good, to where if they would have been able to get a trade deadline addition, it would have really provided a little bit more of a juice, more motivation, I think, to some of these guys that might have needed a new body from another organization to come in and kind of kick him in the rear end,
Yeah, and maybe that player is Brandon Cooks, someone that I think a lot of players were hoping that they would trade for. Luckily enough, he didn't get traded. He got cut, and then the Bills just went ahead and picked him up. So maybe that's the spark we need on offense. We talked a lot about offense. It'll be interesting to see not only how our boy plays. Does he have to put on the cape and be Superman today, or is Joe Brady going to help him out with the play calls? Yeah. How about this defense? What's it looking like to you, RT? Looks like run of the mill for our defensive ends: Rousseau, Solomon, Epinesa, and Bosa. Tackles: Phillips, Jones, Walker, Sanders, and Ogunjobi. Joby. I think those are names that we thought we would see in the beginning of the season, other than Jordan Phillips. Obviously, with the Dwayne Carter injury and all that stuff, we would see him. Linebackers, Dorian Williams, Andreessen, Thompson, Spector got brought up, and Milano, no Bernard, as we're aware. So again, everything's laying heavy on Matt Milano as our linebacker. And then it looks like our safeties are Johnson, Poyer, Bishop, White, Franklin Jr., Hairston, Hancock, Lewis, and Benford. Any surprises there?
No surprises, really. I mean, in terms of guys that are going to have to step up, I am excited to see the defensive line with TJ Sanders and Deion Walker. Seems like that's also been something that's been missing consistently. We've seen it. We just haven't seen it consistently. Deion Walker is a mammoth of a man. TJ Sanders is a supremely athletic defensive tackle. I would say he's one of the most athletic players coming out of the combine going into last year's draft.
A guy we were hoping that would get to the quarterback for sure.
Yes, yeah. So we need to see a little bit more out of those guys, especially in this matchup here. You know, Aaron Rodgers is 40 plus, one of the most immobile quarterbacks in the NFL, maybe the slowest quarterback in the league at this time. I can't come up with another guy, maybe Stafford, and that's for similar reasoning that these guys are long in the tooth. Rodgers is actually coming off of a left wrist injury, still pushing forward, trying to play in this one. So I want to see Buffalo get to the quarterback. We talk about it every week. They've invested so much in this defense in terms of the front seven, front four. And I want to see more different pressures. We talk about adjustments with Joe Brady and his lack of adjustments. I feel like there's been a lack of adjustments defensively as well. They've been a little bit undermanned. They're a little thin on defense, but we could still see some adjustments where we see, you know, a linebacker blitz with Matt Milano or maybe a up the middle blitz with Shaq Thompson. You know, I want to see some different things defensively from what we've seen to take a little bit of pressure off of the guys that have really had a lot of pressure on their shoulders. If you were to tell me, you know, 11, 12 weeks ago, is Cole Bishop going to be the best player on this defense? I would have told you were freaking crazy. But we sit here, you know, 11, 12 weeks later, and he's been the best player on their entire defense this entire year. I don't even think it's close. So take a little bit of pressure off of those guys, and a little bit of the youth as well with Hairston back there, and let's see some different pressures. That's what I'm hoping to see today. The run game is huge. Shaq Thompson talked about how they have a huge chip on their shoulder of stopping the run. We got to see it. We got to see it this week. Jaylen Warren is coming, and we got to be on our P's and Q's and plug up these holes.
And Gainwell. I mean, you got to worry about Gainwell outside the pocket and catching the ball. So, I agree 100%. I mean, but you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. So you could say until you're blue in the face that we got a mission this week to stop the run. Yeah, let's see it. And not only that, but Rodgers is one of the quickest releases. He's a guy that can get the ball out of his hands quick. So if there's a lot of pressure, if you're going to bring pressure, you got to either bump and run man coverage. Those corners have to face a pretty tough, wide receiver core for sure.
Yeah, DK's for real.
Yep, he's tough. That's where I was going with the toughness. I mean, strongest wide receiver out there potentially. Corey Blaine, what's up, Bills Mafia at 24/7? Game day, let's figure something out. Yes, come out with the dubs. I don't care what you got to do. Debbie Emerton says sitting at my local. Hey, Mafia, go Bills. What's up, Debbie? We got Robbie Snyder. Hey, Swank, Ryan, and Scooter, go Bills. What's up, Robbie? 12-man Mafia. Joey Hatch. John Askew. What's up, John? Give it to him, Bills. We agree. And John Roberts says, can you post the active roster on Facebook, please? We're a bit busy now, John.
This is pretty much it, right?
Yep. You can click and highlight and write. This is it. This is the roster. So we like to hit up the comments for sure. We're going to hit up some score predictions and some what the offense and defense have to do to come out with a victory. We've got a couple nice videos to show you too. So let's start off offensively. RT, I know we talked about with the injuries, we kind of touched on that a little bit, but offensively, with what we saw the Bills bringing to the table, what's your game plan? What do you have the focus for them?
Well, I want to see them run the football, take a little bit of pressure off of Josh Allen, and I want to see them run the football in a sense of not just using James Cook. I know James Cook is the guy that opens things up, and he's the most dynamic runner that we have, but I also want to see short and simple, short and easy. If we don't have the guy, right, that alpha let's just say if we don't have a DK Metcalf, right, at 6'3", 6'4", 230 wideout on this team, which we don't have at the level of DK Metcalf, right? Let's make it a little bit simple. Let's move the chains effectively. Let's be methodical. I think that's where the Bills offense can be successful. And I think that's where they have been successful when they've won games. And keep in mind, Bills Mafia, they've won more games than they've lost. They've just lost games that we didn't think they would lose to teams that they shouldn't have lost to. So when they've won games, they've been able to move the football effectively, move the chains, kind of dink and dunk. And they got guys that can do that. The Khalil Shakirs, Dawson Knox is huge in this one. And, Ty Johnson and Ray Davis, as well as Cook. Those are the five guys that I would say I'm kind of pinning my hopes on. Yeah. Any other contribution outside of those five guys is a bonus. If it's Gabe, if it's Cooks, if it's Keon. I mean,
he's back.
This is a huge, huge game for Keon Coleman, being that he's back for the first time in 3 weeks. So we need to see a moment, a Keon moment, whether it's a stat line that's 2 catches for 50 yards, as long as there's one catch in this game that Keon Coleman has that is a pivotal moment in this game, he could kind of dust off the shoulders a little bit, get the dirt off the shoulder, to take a line from Jay-Z, and just get back in the rhythm of it. This kid was picked in the second round for a reason. He was in that kind of hub of players for a reason. There is talent there. It's just a matter of applying it and putting it out on the field. So I want to see them be methodical, and I want to see a heavy rushing attack today too.
There you go. So for our offense, I'm getting from URT, Keon Coleman, 2 catches, but one of them has to be significant in the game.
Yes, and whether it's a touchdown or not, if it's a 30-yard pass or a 40-yard pass, there's just got to be a clutch down. I'll even say third down situation where Keon Coleman is 50-50, and we see that 50-50 ball guy that made him like a Mike Evans light, Julio Jones, AJ Green light that I compared him to, 2 Aprils ago. So I really hope that we see that today. I think that'd be huge for his career and huge for the Bills.
It kind of has to be huge for him. And then obviously if he puts up a big old fat stinking 0 or doesn't contribute anything to this offense today, after the 2 weeks, we'll call it a 2-week suspension from the Bills.
Yeah, sure.
He's not going to get a lot of fans that are going to hype him up after this week.
Scooter, if we finish this game, and you look at this too, and I know you do because I look at it and we've talked about it before, but if we come away from this game and Keon Coleman has a low snap count, then his chances, I think, moving forward with the Bills are very slim. Like this game is going to tell us a lot, one way or another, what they want to do with Keon. And I think this is a second chance. Don't get me wrong. There's only 5 wideouts out there. Yep. But if his snap count is the least of those 5 with who we saw that list, right? If Brandon Cooks, who they signed 2-3 days ago, has more snaps than Keon Coleman, then something is seriously wrong. And that's just food for thought. You know what I mean?
Well, it would tell us that there was a forced hand because of the injuries. I mean, Josh Palmer's out. Obviously, it was a forced hand.
Right.
We didn't want him to play, but he's stuck here. And if he does get the least amount of snap percentage, for sure, of course, anyone would think that, right? I mean, they got him on the roster because they had to. They had no wide receivers out there.
Yeah.
Oof. My offensive take for this week, I would love to say put on the cape and win it for him, Josh, but without our tackles out there, we're in a dangerous situation. So offensively, I do think it's a big Joe Brady tell game. Have you been riding the coattails of Josh Allen this whole time, just like other previous coordinators have? Or are we going to go ahead and call a smart game plan for him? I don't want none of these stinking 13-10 football games. That's not the game I want. Because we all know, RT, if you're going to have that kind of game with Tomlin, you're going to lose that game against Tomlin.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. Yeah.
Yep. So just come right out, fire away, utilize James Cook, one of the best running backs in the league, averaging a shitload of yards. Just don't do those tosses and don't be predictable for sure. Obviously, we got a defensive side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers is playing, gets the ball out quick, smart decision maker, still has a strong arm, but he doesn't get out of the pocket. I'm giving you my tell. What's the defense got to do this week?
I think Jaylen Warren is a huge factor as well. Just to kind of flip flop from your perspective, priority number one is getting after Aaron Rodgers and making him uncomfortable. But priority number two, knowing who Rodgers really relies on. When he went to Pittsburgh, the first thing he mentioned when he signed with the Steelers was the group of running backs that they had. He'd never seen a group of running backs like this, probably since Green Bay's
What's
Super Bowl
up, Bill?
team with James Starks, former Niagara Falls alum, by the way, UB guy too. But Jaylen Warren is a huge factor in this one. He can run wild. He can zigzag. He can run you over. He's a very well-rounded running back, and Buffalo's inability to stop the run really all season long against whether it's first string, second string, or third string is extremely concerning to me in this one. So Jaylen Warren has got to be priority number one. Load the box, stack the deck, do whatever you got to do. In obvious running situations, Pittsburgh is going to run the football. That's their bread and butter. So they're not going to put the game solely in Rodgers' hands because he's not that guy anymore, right? He's the dink and dunk kind of don't turn the ball over and we'll win type quarterback. So Jaylen Warren shutting him down, big key to victory for me for the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, I'm with you. We've been burnt enough against the run, and he's, like you said, someone that potentially can burn us. So yeah, mind your P's and Q's, contain the edge. Don't let Jaylen Warren get out to the outside. But again, when you see Kenneth Gainwell come in there, understand that not only can he run the ball, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Keep everything in front of you. In RT, at the beginning of the year, I don't think we could have said this, but now we're saying it. Our defensive backfield is probably the most reliable part of the defense on our team. So if you got to put it in their hands to cover these guys one-on-one so we can create the pressure, go ahead, Babich and McDermott. Bring the pressure, bring the old guy down, and do what you got to do to come out with a win, because it may end up being the defense that comes out and wins this game.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, RT, I got a message coming in from Corey Blaine. Come on, Corey.
It's your boy, Corey. Shout out the guys at 24/7, whoever's on the show right now. What's up? Go Bills. This week, though, we're down to the bare minimums. We're calling up guys. We're signing dudes. I don't know. At this point, I'm almost like, fuck SpaghettiOs. Maybe not. We'll see. But they got to earn their way back. Just like the SpaghettiOs, they're going to be just like the Bills. They're down to the bare bones. Everybody's hurt. We're running on used gas. We got to figure something out fast. Something. So today, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I had a cute little idea. Probably grosser than SpaghettiOs. And it's cold. But until we win again, we're down to the bare minimum. So we're going bare bones.
Ooh.
No O's. Just the sauce. That's all we're worth right now. Let's figure it out.
There he goes.
Man.
Woo! Go Bills!
Ooh, the sauce. I'm a big fan of tomato basil. You know what I mean? That's a good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Grilled cheese, little grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Corey. Corey, part of the BWO crew. They go live, the BWO, on Wednesdays at 8:00. So hit them up if you can. If you're not watching RT at the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, because you also go live at 8:00 on Wednesdays.
I do. Correct? Yeah, I do. Yep. I'll be live this Wednesday at 8.
Sweet. Very cool. We're going to go over I got a couple more comments in here. Jamie Norson believes a sack could change everything. Rodgers is injured. Yeah, it could. The only thing I don't like I like going into games, RT, and you're probably the same way, facing the quarterback that you prepared against. So, I mean, we saw what happened when the Bills knocked Rodgers out against the Jets, right? We had his number for that first drive, and obviously it's the first drive. But another quarterback came in, and we still end up losing. So I like to face quarterbacks that we've prepared against. How about you?
Don't put that PTSD back. That game was horrible. I was at I was at the Anchor Bar on Main Street in Amherst for that game, and I actually predicted, like I was sitting next to my fiance, and I predicted that they were going to take him out of the game, like kind of jokingly. I was like, man, what if they hit him again and they knock him out of the game? And then they did. And then Zach Wilson came in, and he's more mobile, so it made it tougher for Buffalo to go after the quarterback. So Mason Rudolph is a little bit more mobile than Aaron Rodgers. I think I might be a little bit more mobile than Aaron Rodgers. I think Scooter, I think you might be a little bit more mobile than Aaron Rodgers. One guy that I really like coming out of the draft was Will Howard, who has not gotten a lot of, snaps or anything like that with Pittsburgh. I thought he would. I thought he'd beat out Mason Rudolph. I think he's better than Mason Rudolph, but apparently, he hasn't really earned it yet. But case in point, I think going after Aaron Rodgers is key. If they take him out of the game, I would have the chills. Like it'd be deja vu all over again. But there's a wide receiver as well on the Steelers that isn't named DK Metcalf that I also really like, and that's Roman Wilson. He's a guy that is starting to slowly, put his name as one of the top, skill position players on that offense. So that there's a lot of pieces to this offense that can make it tricky. They have a tight end, Jerome Washington, I think is his name. He's like 280 pounds, 6'5". That could be a force to be reckoned with a lighter defense in terms of weight on Buffalo's defense. It's just that to me, Scooter, is what really bothers me the most is these stretch runs, these toss runs. You can almost see the physical crash of the opposing offense and the Bills defense. You can see the difference in weight, the lightness of Buffalo's defense compared to the heaviness of the offense that we're facing. And I think that's why this defense has been banged up. I think they're a little, dare I say, too light in the loafers in terms of LBs. They need some thump. And that's something that we'll talk about, I'm sure, come draft time, come free agent time, this offseason.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. They could do a double tight end look and run the hell out of the ball against our underweight. But yeah, I was a fan of Darnell Washington. I thought he should have come to Buffalo there as he fell in the drafts, but he's a big boy. You're talking about Will Howard, a guy that played at Ohio State. I honestly thought he'd be there starting by half of the season because I didn't think Rodgers had it in him. But big win for Ohio State yesterday, by the way. That guy fumbled before he went on the back of the end zone. Just saying. My boy Scott Ryan, I coach with him, big Ohio State fan. So what's up, Scott? But yep, I agree 100%. I think the defense, you got to choose what you want to do and be efficient with it. I don't want to see you putting hands on the quarterback and let him get free because he will burn you if you give him a second chance after the first hit.
Yeah.
Doug Augie says, let's go, Doug. We are hitting overtime right now. So obviously there's a little bit of a little.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
So that being said, we got about an hour till game time, just under. We're going to go over score predictions, but Jared put together a real quick video for us here, RT. We'll let the kids give us their score predictions and obviously hit us up in the comments. I'm including you Instagram followers. Bills backer, South Jersey joined us. Lucas Graham, Hit Factory, Oscar Plikas, Tracy Pagano, and Chuck. Your comments don't come up on here, guys. We apologize, but I did want to recognize you guys for joining us and supporting us. Let's get those score predictions, and we'll get the panels.
Hey, Bills Mafia. This is the Mini Mafia score predictions. I believe it will be 31-16. Bills. Go Bills!
Yes, Ella. Go Bills!
I think the Bills are going to win 28-21. We win by a touchdown. Go Bills.
Prediction 31-27. 31-9 Bills.
I predict Bills win 48-30. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Bills win 24-17. Go Bills!
32-14 Bills.
My name's Graham, and I think the Bills are going to beat the Steelers 38-10.
My score prediction for today is Bills 31, Steelers 28, and we win by a field goal. Go Bills!
Dang, a lot of 30s.
A lot of 30s.
They got the 30 burger.
I liked that, and I liked the tune. I liked the tune.
Yeah,
That
the
was
tune's
good.
pretty awesome.
Good touch.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I don't know if you saw RT, but I did a little image thingy using the computer skills here, and I was able to pull up a new logo, a little 3D logo up there. It was right at the beginning of the video. So next time, check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like it. Score predictions, RT. What you got?
I'm going to keep the theme of the 30 burger. I'm going to go 30-27 Bills. I think it will be a little bit back and forth. Keep in mind, when Josh Allen talks about the guys that he grew up watching, the guys that he tried to emulate, prime Aaron Rodgers, you squint and you see some similarities, dare I say it, between a prime Aaron Rodgers and a prime Josh Allen. So I think we're going to see, oh, very nice, very cool. I think we're going to see them go tit for tat, back and forth a little bit, and I think Buffalo will get it done. A late touchdown. I'm going to go Dawson Knox in the end zone for 6, putting the Bills up 30-27, and the Bills leave Pittsburgh with a W.
There you go. I'm going to stick with my score from earlier this week. It was 3.5 points for Buffalo. I'm going to go a little over that. I think I said 28-21 or something like that. I think the Bills do score a handful of touchdowns thanks to Josh Allen. RT, it's frustrating watching him get 6 total to 0 total. So I'm going to split that in half and say Josh Allen is responsible for 3 of those, and then James Cook will get another one. So hit up your FanDuel, whatever you guys are doing to earn some money. But 28-21, we hold on to that wild card, and I think we got a little help this week. I'm already as it is as far as the playoff indications go. So that is our score predictions. We have a Paulette Brown score prediction coming in 38-24. She says, "Good afternoon, my Mafia family. Let's go Buffalo." And that concludes the show. It's a 4:25 game, everyone. I'm a fan of the 1 o'clock still. There will be a 1 o'clock game next week against the Bengals, and I hate talking about the future, but here we are having a Finger Lakes Mafia watch party. Us boys here at 24/7 Buff Pandemonium will have a watch party right from Dirty Jack's bar there in Phelps, New York. It's a 1 o'clock game. Doors will open at 11:30. We have raffles, giveaways, a live broadcast of Sunday sessions. There's a beer special. There is a wing special, the Fandemonium. We got an official wing named after us, RT, from Otis and Lisa's. Same owners. Love those guys. I'm friends of them both. They do wonderful things for the community, and I love doing things with our community. So next week, the Finger Lakes Mafia watch party, 1 o'clock, doors open. 1 o'clock game, doors open at 11:30 at Dirty Jack's there in Phelps, and food provided by Otis and Lisa's. Can't wait for it. Let's get the dub this week so our playoff indications look sweeter than they did prior. And until then, drive safe, drink safe. I'll go Bills.
Go Bills.
There you go. Go Bills.